welcome back to ARC Maine. After 15 years on the air, Maine's only late-night talk show is coming to an end.
This Saturday, the Nite Show with Dan Cashman right here, will air its final episode. Joining us this morning, all the way from Bangor, is the host. And Dan, first of all, like, you've been around for 15 years. Talk about, I mean, just what gave you the idea to start it? Before we talk about the show ending,
Sure.
What gave you the idea to start it, and what do you think kept it going for so long?
So it actually started in 1997. I was in college, and I had just gotten dumped, and I said, well, maybe I'll start a TV show. I had a conversation with the general manager of a WB affiliate in Bangor while I was the mascot for a minor league baseball team. We were trying to start a kids' TV show. And I had the Blue Ox costume on and everything, and I had the conversation, and he said, yeah, we'll start a late night talk show with you. That sounds like a good idea. I should have known if he had a serious conversation with somebody in a Blue Ox costume. That was probably a red flag, but we proceeded, and the show started, stopped, and then we've been on for 15 years since then.
Is there anybody that you took inspiration from, maybe any other late night hosts?
100% David Letterman.
Yeah.
He was tops on my list. Johnny Carson, I loved, but I didn't start watching him until about 3 or 4 years after I started watching David Letterman, and I love Conan. Those were probably the big three. Current day, Jimmy Kimmel would be tops on the list, but Dave was 100% the top dog for me.
Let's talk about David Letterman. First of all, why he inspired you so much, and how in the heck did you get him to come on your show? Did you get on your knees and beg, or come on, Dad, please?
Well, he inspired me a lot because he blended silly and smart, and that's always been ripe for the picking for me, for my sense of humor. If people get too silly and too dumbed down, I lose interest fast, and if they're too smart, I can't keep up. So Dave was that perfect blend of silly and smart, and he appealed to me as a 9-year-old, and he appealed to me as a 47-year-old, and I've just idolized him for so long. How I got him here, I think, was honesty, sincerity, transparency, and being persistent, and eventually something stuck. I think we talked to the right people. I was very honest about why I wanted him on the show. I'm struggling with giving the show up. I was when I reached out to him. I know he was. It's a little bit easier now because he came on the show and he gave it his blessing. You know, he was, good job. And that was great. It was a pinch me moment for sure.
So tell us about some of the memorable moments that you had on the show. What is maybe your favorite?
Dave is easily my favorite, but other stuff, I get to go skydiving. That was pretty fun. I don't know that I would have done that had it not been for television. I got to have Ed Asner on the show. He's won the most Emmys he's the male that's won the most Emmys in television history. That was pretty exciting. We've got to feature all sorts of different types of music, and every time I came up with an idea, I had an outlet to show it to people, and that's something I'm going to miss a lot because. I mentioned this to Letterman on our show last week. He said that he's always either thinking of doing a show or doing a show. And I'm nervous that I'm going to continue thinking that way because I've also been thinking that way. And now there's no outlet for which to put these things on television that I come up with.
Which begs the question now, so we get to this. You had Letterman on, so it's like this is the pinnacle of your shows. Last show, I mean, I mean, we talked about what inspired you to start the show.
Yep.
Now, what led to the show finally coming to an end?
Seinfeld made a comment about when Seinfeld went off the air, as a comedian, timing is everything. And I don't know that I would label myself as a comedian, but I think the timing just felt right. There were some numbers that just felt right, and it now feels like it was perfectly right. Getting David Letterman on the show, I don't know that would have happened 5 years from now if we went another 5 years. It definitely wouldn't have happened 5 years ago. So that just feels right. It feels like we're closing this up with sort of the perfect ending to it.
So tell us a little bit about Saturday's show. That's going to be the final one. What can people expect there?
They can expect sort of a retrospective of the show. There's some memories being shared, all with laughs, of course. You can expect some great music out of our house band, Brian Netto and the Nite Show Band. But there's going to be no guests, no musical guests. It's just me, the band, the audience, and cameras, and some videotape and photos. And I think it's going to come out good.
Yeah, and talk about how you rate it. You really made it seem like a network show. You had the house band. You had some big name guests. I mean, come on, David Letterman, Ed Asner, and many other guests I remember seeing on there. But you really wanted to model it, even though after some of the shows that you grew up watching, but also have it your own blend too.
Yeah. The technical parts of it were handled by the New England School of Communications at Husson University, and they are the reason it looks good, sounds good, feels like a late night show. I can't say enough good about them, but I've been to see most of the late night shows that have been on television in the last 15 years, and I really tried to model this after those. I went to New York and LA to see all the shows, and I brought that back home to Bangor and made it look as much like a national show as we could.
Here's the thing I wanted to ask. How'd you get people to come watch? Because you had a live audience.
We did, yeah. That was its own set of challenges. I mean, it was event management, it was comedy writing, it was interviewing. I mean, there were so many different aspects to this show, but that was putting notice up on Facebook, and the television station in Bangor that runs our show would run ads, and it would be essentially a live event every time that we did a recording. We'd record 3 shows at a time, so we'd have an audience for 3 shows, and we'd do it about once a month. And they showed up, and they kept showing up, and it was great.
So where can people watch this last episode?
Right here on Fox 23 at 10:30 on Saturday night. It'll be rebroadcast at 1 a.m. on CBS 13 on WGME, and then we'll have clips online after if you can't stay up that late. I know you're up very early.
Yeah, me too. I can't stay up.
If you can't, we forgive you, but we'll have the clips online. You can find those on our website, theniteshowmaine.com.
Don't want to give away like what happens during the show, but how emotional it is. I mean, doing this for 15 years, and all of a sudden you're like, man, I'm not going to be going into that studio and doing this again.
I'm an emotional person. There may have been a few moments where I had to take a deep breath and a couple of tears shed, but for the most part, it's a very happy, festive ending. But I would not be myself if I didn't let a couple of tears stream down the cheek. And I apologize to viewers in advance for that. That's never a good look.
All right, sounds good. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for providing 15 years of entertainment and laughs for a lot of people.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's right.